It's Wednesday again, and that means we're talking about literature. Now, often when we're teaching literature, we work on one book or one format or one genre. Today, I'm going to show you 3 different books that can work together on the theme of immigration. The first is this book called The Island by Armin Greder. This is a picture book, but more geared towards adults, about a stranger that approaches an island and the people who are uncertain because they don't understand him. They lock him away. They treat him as if he is nothing and as if he has invaded their lives and is a danger to them, when really it is because they don't understand. I start with this book and I ask my students, and now I'm working with a little bit older students, what they see in the story. We take turns reading the pages, we take turns really studying the pictures, and we talk a little bit about how it is when we are presented with people different than ourselves. That's a good introduction to the idea of immigration. We then move into a graphic novel. This is one called The Arrival by Sean Tan. And this is a man who immigrates to another country. None of the places are identifiable because they are places with strange shapes. They are strange animals, but the idea of immigration is still there. What is it like to leave your family and move to a new land? This graphic novel has no text. It is only pictures. And so what we do is we start by looking at the beginning of the book, asking what is the story being told, what is going to happen. We work through about the first 6 pages. And again, this is a multimodal text where we're dealing with pictures, we're dealing with words, we're dealing with images, we're dealing with our own knowledge from before. We're using these as platforms to discuss what is and what might be. Through this discussion, both in the picture book and the graphic novel, oftentimes stories of immigration that are happening today come up, and we might bring in news events, we might bring in news magazines, they might come up with ideas themselves. So suddenly it's becoming a cross-cultural discussion. It's becoming a discussion about something that is relevant to their lives. So using a picture book and a graphic novel can be very powerful in that way. Then I like to move on, and these are all sort of pre-activities to this novel called Home of the Brave. Home of the Brave is about a boy named Kek who comes from Sudan, immigrates to Minnesota, and it talks about his way of adapting through befriending an old decrepit cow. The thing that's nice about this book is it is written in free verse. And free verse is verse that doesn't rhyme, so the text is very accessible. It's also full of figurative language, so you can talk about metaphor, you can talk about symbols, you can talk about simile, and how words can paint a picture. In a graphic novel, the pictures are telling the story. In this novel, this free verse novel, the words are painting the pictures. So again, it's a way to connect a theme and also connect text in a new way. We're also linking you in this video to a couple of YouTube videos of children who are talking about why they feel they are different, and it's not what you expect, because children see things in a different way than we do, and we often have a lot to learn from them. So you can take a look at those links as well, and if you Google Home of the Brave or The Arrival or The Island, you get lots of teaching materials. There are many different covers of Home of the Brave. I'm going to read a couple of different passages to tie in the idea of immigration and leave you with some things to think about. From the chapter called Cattle. I look at our faces and see all the colors of the earth, brown and pink and yellow and white and black, and yet we are all sitting at the same desks wanting to learn the same things. And from the chapter called Field Trip. Of all the things I didn't know about America, this is the most amazing. I didn't know there would be so many tribes from all over the world. How could I have imagined the way they walk through the world side by side without fear, all free to gaze at the same sky with the same hopes? That's maybe what it's all about when we talk about immigration, to remind ourselves that we all live under the same sky. And although we're different, we are all moving forward, or we all want to move forward in the same direction. So look around you and embrace the differences of each and every one, because that's what makes us special.